Hi guys, welcome to the channel. I'm Office Bloke Daz.
I'm Office Bloke Aidan.
Okay, Aidan, we're on our stadium tours again. This one's going to be the top 10 worst and weirdest MLB stadiums of all time.
Of all time.
Of all time.
Could date back to some old ones then.
Yeah, well they do. Well, MLB dates back for over 100 years, isn't it?
Was it?
Yeah, I think so.
I wouldn't know, to be honest.
Yeah, it's got to be. Surely.
You would have thought.
Yeah. But yeah, here we go. Top 10 worst and weirdest MLB stadiums of all time. Don't forget to subscribe. It's free. You can just click that button.
Costs you nothing.
Los Angeles Collesium. The LA Collesium is a legendary stadium in Southern California. It first opened in 1923, and it's hosted the Olympics multiple times. It's also had many other sporting events. Recently, it was the Rams' home stadium, and was home for USC football as well. But the stadium has also been used for Major League Baseball, and it didn't go so well. It was first the home of the Los Angeles Dodgers from 1958 to 1961, and in 2008, they played an exhibition game with the Red Sox.
It's not a baseball stadium, that is it?
No.
Very weird to play a baseball game in
But to answer that question, or to sort of like elaborate on that a little bit, baseball's coming to the UK this season, and they're playing a game at West Ham's ground.
What, the London Stadium?
The London Stadium, yeah. So I'm guessing it's going to be similar to that.
Because that pitch doesn't seem right to me either.
No,
There's a lot more green on this side than this side. Is that meant to be like that? Or I thought it was meant to be the same the whole way around.
I don't think so. I think the outfield dimensions. Someone said in the comments the other day that the outfield dimensions can differ from field to field for the baseball. But I think with the London Stadium, they've got the track running around it as well. I don't think they'll put the extra seats in like that. And I think they'll probably leave some of the first tier off as well in the London Stadium. Let's give the outfield a bigger outfield. Yeah. But I might go to that. Do you want to come?
Yeah.
Should we go and watch that baseball at the London Stadium? Yeah.
It's clear that the stadium was not built for baseball, and the dimensions of the field were crazy. Left field was just 250 feet from home plate. Center field was 425, and left field was 301.
Sure.
An All-Star game and the World Series were played there in 1959, and the stadium got over 92,000 fans at a World Series game. In 2008, when the Red Sox played the Dodgers, the attendance for the game was 115,000 fans, which is an MLB record. When the Dodgers played there in 1959, there was a 40-foot screen put up in left field because of the distance being so short. Overall, the dimensions were just too weird to be a good baseball stadium. Hubert H. Humphrey Metrodome.
I'm thinking the screen goes up to stop it from... So if it hits the screen, bounces down, it's not a home run.
Yeah.
Sort of thing. So if it goes over the screen, then it's a home run, I'm guessing.
Yeah, I get you.
Yeah.
Metrodome was the home field for the Minnesota Twins from 1982 to 2009. The stadium was built in the 1980s, when indoor stadiums and artificial turf were popular. And because of the cold weather in Minnesota, it seemed like a good idea. There were 2 World Series played at the Metrodome, both won by the Twins in 1987 and 1991. The dimensions of the field are pretty normal, but soon fans and players stopped liking it and pointed out some of the problems that it had. The stadium was shared with the Minnesota Vikings.
The strange thing about that is the Metrodome, it was indoors, but they said because of the weather, they put AstroTurf down.
It doesn't make any sense,
would it?
Yeah, exactly.
If it was indoor.
Can't really play baseball indoors.
You wouldn't have thought so. I mean, unless it had a retractable roof, that dome.
Yeah.
Vikings, and had to be transformed back and forth from a football stadium to a baseball stadium. This made right field and center field a little weird with the stacked bleachers. Another big problem was the roof. The roof was painted a white color that looked very similar to the color of a baseball. There were countless fly balls that were lost on the roof by fielders. And some fly balls even bounced off the speakers hanging from the ceiling. The roof also collapsed 5 times. Most of the times it was from snow, and 4 out of the 5 times happened in the 80s. The final time was probably the most famous, and it happened in 2010, after the Twins had already moved out. The Twins moved to Target Field in 2010, and have been there ever since. Baker Bowl. Baker Bowl was a stadium in Philadelphia, and home of the Phillies from 1887 to 1938. This is another stadium that had some pretty weird dimensions. Left field and center field were pretty normal at 331 feet to left and 408 to center, but right field was just 280 feet. The overall shape of the stadium and field were unusual. The left field seats came out and then ended near center field at an odd angle. Then right field had a 40-foot-high wall because of how close it was. The original dimensions may have been even more weird. In 1885, the stadium was designed to have a 425-foot left field, 330-foot center field, and 290 to right. More seats were then added, which helped a little bit, but created the weird angles in the outfield. Montreal Expos Stadiums. The Montreal Expos were an MLB team from 1969 to 2004. Then they moved to Washington, D.C. and became the Nationals. When they were a team, they had 2 stadiums, and both of them were pretty strange. The first one they had was called Jerry Park. Jerry Park had a capacity of just 3,000 fans before the Expos arrived, and was mainly used for youth baseball. Changes were made, and the capacity was raised to over 28,000, but the stadium still didn't seem like a big league stadium. The Expos only played there until 1976, and then moved on. Their next field was Olympic Stadium. Olympic Stadium was built in 1976 for the Olympics in Montreal, and the next year, the Expos moved into the stadium. There was supposed to be a giant tower and retractable roof, but both had construction problems for years, and were eventually added. There was problems with the building over the years, mainly with the roof of the stadium. Some years it was open, other years they had a roof. The stadium went through 3 different roofs. The entire place was also remodeled in 1999. Overall,
I wonder how that roof retracted.
Felt like that.
Like lifted it up like a toilet lid.
That's what
like
I was
a toilet
thinking.
seat, didn't it?
Yeah. I'm not sure.
most people just didn't like it and felt like it just wasn't for baseball. The attendance got extremely low, and the Expos ended up leaving town. However, in more recent years, there have been a few MLB exhibition games played at the stadium. Exhibition Stadium. Exhibition Stadium opened in 1959 and was the home of the Toronto Argonauts of the Canadian Football League. When the Toronto Blue Jays became an MLB team in 1977, this became their home field. Right away, you could tell that the stadium just wasn't made for baseball. Most of the stadium wasn't bad until you got to the right field wall.
Imagine getting a seat all the way over there.
Just looks a weird stadium, that doesn't it? It's definitely not a baseball stadium.
It still looks weird for a football stadium as well.
Doesn't it?
The stadium, like the stands, not
the shape
straight,
of it.
It's not straight in as the line on the pitch.
Yeah, bit awkward, isn't it?
Yeah, it would just annoy me to look at, to be honest.
Especially with the offices at the end behind the goal.
Yeah.
Which had the football field behind it and a scoreboard far back beyond that. The stadium also had problems with seagulls and bad weather over the years.
Seagulls.
The Blue Jays ended up moving to Rogers Center in 1989. Tropicana Field. Tropicana Field has been the home of the Tampa Bay Rays since they joined the MLB in 1998. The stadium first opened in 1990 and has a domed roof and artificial turf. For a long time, fans have called it to be one of the worst stadiums in baseball. Dome stadiums in general have not been liked by fans for many years, and Tropicana Field is a pretty typical dome that a lot of people find outdated. One cool thing about the stadium is a real Rays tank in right center field that sometimes players hit home runs into.
What's that?
It's like water, isn't it? Yeah, it's in water.
What is it though? Did they mention it? He said something. I thought he said something. I thought he said a sign.
Yeah, I'm not sure what you said actually.
Yeah.
I don't know if
It's like it's not a fish tank, is it?
That's what I was thinking.
Shark tank.
Oakland Collesium. The Oakland A's began playing in the Collesium in 1968. The stadium was built to be both a football stadium and a baseball stadium, and the Raiders also played there for many years. The way the field was built was that instead of the baseball field being in the corner like...
That's not still Oakland Raiders, is it? It's Las Vegas, right?
It's Las Vegas Raiders now, yeah, but it used to be the Oakland Raiders. But how weird's that? That does not look right, does it?
Is that playing on the football?
Yeah, it looks like it's set for the football field, and it's but that just doesn't look right.
No.
Does it?
No.
There's nothing about that looks right. I'm just wondering how they're going to do it at West Ham. I hope it's not like that. It's got to be the corner, hasn't it? Because it's quite a big stadium, West Ham's.
Yeah.
And the bottom tier goes quite low. So you can close the bottom tier off and then put the home plate in the corner. That does not look right.
Do you reckon that would like hurt more getting tackled on that?
On the AstroTurf?
Because that's like
Meaning the football?
Yeah, when you're playing football, because they're playing football there, aren't they?
There's a lot of AstroTurf fields, football.
No, I know, but like how it's brown, there's no grass there. I thought it's just dirt.
It's probably died, isn't it?
Oh, you reckon?
Yeah.
Oh.
Like many stadiums, it was in the middle. This caused the infield dirt to be right in the middle of the football field when games were being played.
It's sandy, isn't it?
This also made for some really large foul ground in baseball. The field is very unique, especially with the tall seats in center field, but many fans ranked it as the worst stadium or one of the worst stadiums for years. Games have been known to have a very low attendance because of this. Griffith Stadium. This was the home of the Washington Senators from 1911 until 1960. When the stadium was being built, there were several homeowners nearby who refused to sell their properties. Because of this, the stadium had a sort of weird shape. There was also a street beyond right field, which made the distance a little bit short and had a high wall put up. Overall, the field had one of the strangest outfields ever because of these, and it could be dangerous to chase fly balls. Center field came in at a weird angle, and right field was strange as well. Babe Ruth was once knocked unconscious when he ran into the right field wall trying to catch a ball. The field was home to the Senators until 1960 when they moved to Minnesota and became the Twins in 1961. The Polo Grounds. The Polo Grounds is possibly the strangest MLB stadium of all time. It originally opened in 1890 and was home to the New York baseball Giants from 1891 until 1957. Then they moved to San Francisco. They were also the home of the New York football Giants from 1925 until 1955. The stadium was also home to the New York Yankees from 1913 to 1922 and the New York Mets from 1962 to 1963. It was built for the sport of polo, which is how it got its name and shape, but would end up being used for baseball. The dimensions of the field were insane. It was 279 feet to right field, 258 to left, and 483 feet to center field. The bullpens were also on the field of play in right and left center field, and were on the warning track. Center field is the most well-known area of the field. The Polo Grounds was used until 1963.
That's it. Yeah. That's it. I wonder where that Polo's ground is then. Polo Ground. Not heard of that. No, it's a new one for me. That.
Yeah.
But also that was it. Oakland Athletics.
Yeah.
Another one with the massive stand at the top. That was in the sun. So if you're watching that, the sun's beaming in your face and you're looking down on home plate that high up, and the sun's beating down on you.
It's in a sunny place as well, Oakland.
That's what they're saying. It's not very big attendances that go.
Yeah.
But I mean, some stadiums are really nice there. The Raiders Stadium is quite nice. Don't know, but it's just
not
not for baseball.
On the field, yeah.
Just not for baseball.
Same with that polo one there. It was nice, but it was like
not for
If you're gonna have, I don't know what like the average distance for like centre field and right field and left field is.
Yeah.
But like, if it's gonna be like a lot longer than normal, then just don't do it.
Well, that was short, wasn't it? 200 short for right and left field.
I thought is that short? You said like 430.
430 was centre field. Yeah.
Is that a lot?
I think that's probably yeah. I think it's probably all right. Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, I don't
know what the minimum dimension should be. For it to be short or long.
Yeah.
I'm thinking 200 short.
Yeah.
Seems like it could hit 200.
I'd reckon it probably should be like 300, 400.
Yeah, possibly. Yeah. Let us know in the comments what they are. And baseball's kind of, we're still getting the fig. I know how it works.
Baseball's like the sport that I don't know at all about, to be honest with you.
Yeah. Like I say, it's relatively newish to me. I've been to games, like I said, but knowing the rules and understanding what it's all about, I don't follow it enough to know. I don't know enough about it, but I know little bits. Tiny little bits here and there.
Yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, we'll get into it. But maybe that's what we'll do. A video.
Maybe we'll play. Maybe we'll go to a baseball and try and hit a ball.
There's one in town.
Is there?
There's a batting cage in town. But it's one of these neon ones. I don't know where they're like. It's kind of like a bit party-ish sort of thing. But we can have a go. Anyway.
See how good we are at baseball.
Absolutely. Don't forget to like and subscribe as well.
Yep.
Hope you enjoyed it. And we'll catch you on the next one.
Cheers.
Cheers.